Hello! Welcome to part 2 of 5 days on flight mode. If you haven't already watched part 1, I suggest you go see that right now. And for the rest of you, this is the last 3 days of my experiment, going offline for 5 days to see how it would affect my life and work. Half of the video is a vlog, the other half is looking at what I've learned. Let's go! So, I promised to share this video with you a lot sooner than this, but I'm still kind of getting used to this whole YouTube thing. Editing takes a bit longer than I expect, and suddenly I got a lot of other tasks. Anyway, it's really exciting to be back, and I hope you like this video. I started out the day with a bit of chill watercolor painting. I didn't film this, unfortunately. I was feeling a bit too much pressure with the camera on all the time. So working with these sea creatures, I got really inspired and thought I wanted to try and switch up the material, so I started doing some paper cuttings. It's incredible how just switching your medium sometimes can spark a lot of new ideas. It's all getting a little dramatic, right? That was the actual music I was listening to when I was doing these collages, and because it was a vinyl, I didn't really want to go and change it, so I don't know, it just kept building up more and more and more and started affecting my work a little bit, so yeah, I took a break. I felt like that was my cue to take a little coffee break. So what do you do when you don't have Netflix suddenly? Or YouTube? Or podcasts? You dive into your old book collection. And I found one of my old books about yokai. This kind of category of Japanese mythical creatures. So that inspired me as well. But as the weather had cleared up, I decided to go for a walk. So honestly, this background music is a little bit cheesy. Apologies in advance, but hope the scenery makes up for it. When I came back home, I had suddenly gone into this organizing mood. It's just something super satisfying about color coordinating. No, organizing by color. And then I was going through this collection of random scrap things I saved. At some point I did these like marble things with some ink. Pretty nice. Maybe they can be used for something. And then suddenly there was like this. Like, where did that come from? Why is it there? I mean, it's weird. I like it. Anyway, as you can see, I'm not very good at throwing things out. I pretty much save everything. And that's made all the moves I had to do very heavy. But in moments like these, I'm kind of happy that I saved all these things. And I'm not kidding. These origami papers are literally some that I got as a gift in 7th grade. So you can say I'm not good at throwing things out, or you can say that I'm really good at collecting stuff. I'll go with the last one. Just look at these cute little vintage cats. I've kept them for a really long time and I still don't really know what to use them for. Maybe they don't have to be used for a specific project. It's just kind of nice to look at them once in a while. There's something about them that makes me happy, inspires me. And that's really the thing with collecting for me. I like to keep things just like this with licorice all sorts because it just makes me feel something. I don't always know if it's like something that I can put words to, just sparks some wonder or makes me feel like weird, or maybe it's funny. Then there's these goldfish that are goldfish. Stuff like that. I don't know why. It's nice to come back to once in a while. Fuck, that's so cool. Some phones. Feel at home at the moon. Alright. That's pretty cool. Textures. The content of this box is probably the most messy. But I actually really like that you can find a mix of stuff from the 60s and the 90s. And just kind of these combinations can be quite fun and random. Before I knew it, it was Friday. Whoa. Time really does fly, doesn't it? Anyway, here's 5 of the different pieces that I did this week. Hope you like them. So yeah, that's it for this week. After that I went to the park with some friends. Well-deserved rest after a really productive week. So the first learning is you don't need to be available 24/7. In fact, it's quite nice taking back control over when you want to be available and how you want to be available. I think that's one of the most important learnings from this week. There's very few things that can't wait 5 days. And if it's absolutely urgent, people will find a way to contact you. The second thing is scrolling on Instagram and TikTok is not the same as taking a break. And what I mean by that is, I think it's just this kind of habit, like every time you feel a bit bored or you feel a bit tired or you just feel something, you just grab your phone and start scrolling some content. And when I suddenly couldn't do that anymore, I realized how actually taking a break, like going for a walk, taking a nap if I had the time, or maybe even just not doing anything, actually made me feel much better than when I had previously just ended up scrolling on TikTok for 35 minutes or even an hour. So these social media platforms are so powerful, and this is honestly still something I'm trying to work on and figure out how to manage my social media usage. But it's just really nice to be a bit more mindful about how I want to use it in the future. And that's kind of linked to the third one. Checking your phone is like going to IKEA. And what I mean by that is, I feel like when you go to IKEA to buy a bed frame, you sometimes come home with 2 plants, 5 candles and a pack of napkins. No bed frame, of course. And that's just like when you open your phone to check the weather, but end up scrolling Instagram for an hour and a half, and now you've left your house without an umbrella. And you have no idea that it's gonna rain half an hour later. Yeah. That's the thing. Your phone is just full of all these colorful apps just fighting for your attention. So these days I try to ask myself before I open my phone, what am I going to do? What is my task? And then try my best to stay focused on that. When that's said, it's really difficult. It's really hard. But we gotta try, right? Fourth learning is that multitasking isn't really that great. And this one's really about how I used to scroll through Instagram whilst watching Netflix or listen to a podcast whilst I was cooking. And I'm probably not the only one with this kind of habit. Anyway, what I found out when I was forcing myself to do one thing at a time is that you actually, surprise, surprise, enjoy that one thing a lot more when you just focus on it. So that's something that I really want to remember as well. Just sometimes doing one thing is enough. And also being in one place is enough. The last learning I've called good work takes time, and that's also a bit about social media. Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, etc., etc. They're all great places for finding inspiration, building communities, sharing your work, you name it. But the thing is that they're also flooded with content, and they are flooded with awesome, finished, polished projects, just like a stream that is never ending. This can easily skew your perspective and make you forget that every single one of those awesome projects out there took hours and hours to make. So I think it's really about just how we need to stop comparing ourselves to others and start comparing ourselves to ourselves. Because the point is, you enjoy doing something and you want to share it with the world. So stop scrolling, stop looking for more inspiration. I'm sure you have enough. Just start doing your project. So that's about it for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it inspiring maybe, and there's something that you might want to try in your own life. I'm thinking about what to do for my next video. If you have any ideas, please write a comment, and otherwise, see you next time. Bye!